So today I'm going to talk to you about how to make Brightloop work for you. For those of you who have not discovered Brightloop, it is going to be your new best friend. It is certainly mine. For me, Brightloop is a teacher assistant. It is a second pair of eyes and ears. It is a data collector, and it is my new best friend. Brightloop is simply a tool that has helped me to become a more effective teacher. What you're looking at right now on this page is my class. I have created my class in Brightloop, which is super easy. And right here, I have these different tabs that I can use to help assess my students, to check in with my students, to see where they are and what they are needing. Oops, don't know what happened with that. And what teaching moves I need to do next. So for me, as a beginner using Brightloop, one way that Brightloop works for me is just as a data collector. So, like I said, I have my class right here, and I'm in the midst of planning for report cards. And what I do on my iPad and sometimes even on my cell phone is I just look at these different areas: behavior, math, speaking and listening, writing and reading. And I think about what I need to assess my students on. So I have behavior clicked right here. And just for the sake of saving time, I'm going to go ahead and select all of my students. So right here, I'm going to multi-select students, and I could select one or two students if I wanted to assess those few, especially if they had common behavior characteristics or if I wanted to set a common goal. But I'm going to go ahead and select all of my students right here, and I'm going to check in with them. So one of the great things about Brightloop is that you can not only type notes about what your students are doing, you can also add a photo, which I have done, again, as a data collector, anecdotal note, teaching evidence. And this genius piece right here are the Common Core state standards, which for behavior, we have all of these different categories. So clicking on something like work ethic and then looking at these different objectives that I might want to assess. So I'm going to go ahead and say seek support right here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now, I'm not in an academic mode, but the beautiful part about the reading and math piece is that the objective is broken down even further. So a teacher or a parent, if you were to email this note home, can see the exact skill. So right here, I have clicked into behavior and I'm checking in with my students. So how are they doing? Um, the students are doing just fine. Obviously, this isn't a real note, but what I would do is go ahead and save this so you can see what will happen next. And you can see that I have written one note about my students' behavior. So this is just one of the many ways that Brightloop works for me. I'm going to show you another way that Brightloop has worked for me in the past. I'm going to go ahead and click on reading, and I'm going to click on a student. And right here, you can just see some of the notes, the most recent notes that I've taken about this student, and I have a picture right here. When I'm meeting with parents during parent conferences, when I'm meeting with my principal to let him know about my the progress of my students, I've got this data right here. Brightloop is genius for that. That is just another way that Brightloop works for me. One way that I'm going to use Brightloop next year that I haven't used this year, and I might even start it next month, is this planning piece, which is relatively new for the site. After looking at where my students are academically, so showing their understanding fractions, mixed numbers, telling time, whatever the concept is, I can go ahead and plan for instruction for individuals and for groups. Look at this. This is my plan book. Look at this. This is a class data chart showing monthly progress. So again, Brightloop as, oops, let me get back to your class, to my class, is a data collector. It's a record keeper. And like I said, it's my new best friend. So if you have not tried Brightloop, this is the time to do it. It is not too late. It has been a game changer in my teaching practice. Thanks a lot.